What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, building up towards Milan. But first, we need to address an extremely worrying stat situation at the club that we need to address, that Tudor needs to address. But to be honest, I do not really have a clue how he's going to address it, because it's about conceding goals. We are playing about 5 center backs or 5-6 defenders at a time, and we're conceding a lot of goals. And to be honest, we're conceding on average the most goals ever since World War II, despite 1 year. Despite? No, but 1 year. 85 and 59. 58 and 59, excuse me. That was slightly worrying. Now, you can say it's early. These stats are not telling, and that's true, because there was a period last season where we were not really conceded, and then we conceded goals for fun, so it can flip. However, right now, this is a scenario, and this is also why the big reason why we're not winning game. And the worrying thing is that Tudor comes out and he's like, you know what, the back three, whoever is playing, is doing an excellent job. So certain things are not adding up. Is it the back line? Is it the fact that you're playing players out of position? Is it the formation? Why are we leaking goals? And the reason why we're also not winning goals. We're not playing well. I get it. But if you concede an average of 1.6 almost goals a game, it becomes impossible to win games. This famous saying was, I'd rather win 4-3 than 1-0. Well, if you score more than you concede, fine. But we're not doing that as well right now. So it is a serious issue. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to look into this. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because there are also some other updates as well to get into. Okay, let's dive straight into the table. This is a table from Antonio Corsa, so shout out to him. He made a table, so it's the top 10, of conceded goals on an average basis. It's the season, it's how many games we had in that season, the goals we conceded, and then the average. As you can see, in 12-13, we only played 10 games, and we conceded the most goals, 3.5. Then it's 3.11, but you can see it's bad. Like, there's no footage of those seasons. There's absolutely no footage. I think the 40, 41, I'm not sure if there was footage even back then. Maybe not. 85, 58, I keep saying 58 and 59, we conceded on average more. Now, I get it, it's only 7 games, and you're comparing it to 40 games, etc. But then again, we're at one season with 10 games as well, But right now, we're conceding, we are conceding 1.5 goals per game. Now, that is bad. I don't need to really explain to that why that's bad. It's bad. You can see it. It's bad. The way we're conceding goals. To make it worse, we play with 3 center backs. Basically, whoever it is it Bremer, is it Kelly, is it Gatti, whoever starts. You have Kalulu and you have Cambiasso, excuse me. We have 5 defenders out on the pitch most of the time. Most of the time, we play with 5 defenders, and we're still conceding goals. Now, you can say, well, it's not the defense fault, it's the midfield's fault. Is it because the midfield is getting overrun? Is that a reason? Yes, then why are we playing that? No? Okay, so if that's not the reason, and also not the back line, the back 3, and not the fact that we're playing 5, then what is the reason? Because against Villarreal, the first 20-25 minutes, we had a lot of defenders on the pitch. The way we were set up, it was not attacking at all. And it goes against everything Tudor wants to do. Is he scared? Is he not getting what he wants out of the squad? Because he always said, I want to press. And he came out post-game and said, we don't win the ball back right now. And that's an issue. What makes it worse, we don't win the ball back. But when we lose the ball, so many times, I don't know how it happens, but the opponent attacks with 5, and it looks like we are with 2 out there to defend. Every single time. In those first 20-25 minutes against Villarreal, at least 5 times they went onto a break when we lost possession, and we were all over the shop. All over the shop. So you can say, well, it's because we lost possession, the way we're trying to attack, and we were set up in a weird way. Fine. But it's not only Villarreal. I've seen it against Atalanta. And I've seen it against Verona. Remember that second half? It was just, we're lucky that Verona are a bad team and they couldn't capitalize on it, only on a set piece, and that being the penalty, which wasn't a penalty. But still, that is a massive trouble issue, and it gets you into trouble. Excuse me, it gets you into trouble because now the mindset is we need to go into a game and we need to score 2 goals to try to win it. We need to score at least 2 goals to try and win that game, basically, because we almost concede 2 goals a game. On average, we conceded 11 goals in 7 games. That is poor. That's really poor. The only way that's not poor, if you scored 20 goals in the meantime. No, not even, like 25, 28 goals you scored in the process. Then, like, most likely it means you're still winning those games 3-1, 3-2, whatever. You're managed 2-0 one game or 4-3. You're managing to win those games. And that was his mindset. But the fact that it's not happening, it's an issue. And you need to talk about it. And I'm not only blaming Tudor because I've seen individual mistakes, but who do I need to blame if we go out to Villarreal? You have Conceição, you have Zegrova, but he plays Colt Miners, who had a decent game against Atalanta. I'm not saying a worldy game, but a decent game. And then you put him out there in that position and he's cooked. Like, he's absolutely cooked. And you need to sub him up at halftime. You're trying to revive him. And the only way, there are slight glimpses, and I'm being nice, that there's something out there that you maybe can use throughout the season in that position. You're like, you know what? I'm going to play him completely out of position and I'm going to sub him up at halftime because, well, he's costing us, you know? That is horrible management as well because he's done right now. You cannot go back to Colt Miners. If he goes back to Colt Miners, I think this part of the fan base who's still chill will absolutely lose it. So who do we need to blame for those decisions? Do we need to blame Colt Miners for being played? No, he's not picking himself out of position as well. It's on him. We need to look at him when it comes to those decisions, you know, for example. That's one. When the subs are weird, when we make subs and the team completely collapse, you know, it was already a bit difficult. We make subs and it gets even worse. And Villarreal comes back into the game and, you know, and you concede. Who do we need to blame? When last season he said, I need 3 signings and this team can go. Who do we need to blame? Like, I don't know. Who do we need to blame for these things? The way we conceded, like, we concede weird goals, bad goals, you know, really bad goals, avoidable goals. Let me put it that way. And then he comes out post-game and he's like, I'm happy. And even pre-game, he said, I'm happy. The backline is doing a good job. Is that a good job? Have you seen the last goal on the corner kick? Regatti was covering air where Perin was not coming out, I don't know what Perin was doing. Another odd decision to play Perin. I'm not sure what that's about. Have we lost the game because of Perin? No, he saved us in the first half, but still an odd decision to do that in a big game, to bench Di Gregorio for Perin out of the blue. Like, for all the changes we needed, that was not one of them. Like, that was not a change that we needed at the time, Some might say that was a change we needed 2 weeks ago. I disagree with that as well, but fine. If he made that change, whatever. Right now, the changes we need was not a goalkeeper. Like, he's focusing on weird things. He's doing weird things. And these stats are not lying. 7 games or not, we conceded 11 goals in 7 games. And we're not outscoring opponents right now. So there's not even a plus side. There's not even an upside for it to say, 11 goals, but we scored 28, 30 goals already in the process. And we're winning games. Who cares? If that's our style, fine. Is it sustainable? But at least you have a style. Right now, there's no style. It's just conceding and somehow not losing games. Doing the bare minimum for some reason to stay into games. Or get something over the line. It's a worrying stat. The title might be an exaggeration, but it is. On this pace, we are getting on this pace, we're going to climb that table, relatively quickly, It will happen. I'm assuming we're not going to concede 64 goals in a season, but I mean, we're on pace for that right now. We're basically almost on pace on that, Weird things need to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you can see banking your hopes on Bremer. He's out. It gets even worse, and it wasn't all good with Bremer as well. I'm not blaming Bremer. And hoping Cabal comes back and he does well. Cabal is injured. I mean, not because of the injury he had, but you're banking your hope on a player who hasn't played for a season. And to be honest, when he played, he didn't look good defensively. And now he came back and he was getting absolutely smoked after 50 minutes. If he didn't get injured, he would have been stopped after 30 minutes. I think because we would have conceded a couple of more down that side. So it's bad management from the club when it comes to that back line, and also the way he's using it. That's on Tudor. That's not on the club. So the stats are worrying, and that needs to be fixed because we're not outscoring teams. We're not doing what Tudor wants to do. And I think that's the reason why he becomes more scared, where he becomes more reserved and does things that are going against his nature and are making us look like this. Anyways, in the comment section, let me know what you think about this situation. What is the solution? Because I gave options. I don't know if that's the solution. I'm not a coach. I'm not a licensed coach, but I do think there are issues with two in midfield, with Cambiasso is not performing at all as a wingback. Kalulu doesn't offer enough as a wingback as well. Like, for me, those are issues. Obviously, Koopmeiners playing on the right is an obvious issue. I think everybody knows that. But he needs to do something. That could be a solution. I don't know. But what he's doing right now, it's getting us into real trouble. So let me know. Like the video. And I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Preview Milan. Big game.